welcome back. The fall semester well underway, and your family's fast paced schedules may be making it difficult to get those homemade dinners on the table. But there's good news. You don't have to cook from scratch to make dinner at home. Registered dietitian Rebecca Turner here with a few healthy, convenient foods that can help get dinner on the table. Always good to see you.
It's good to be here. So I want people to cook smarter, not harder.
Yes, okay.
And one of the hardest things for busy families to do is to come home after a long, hard day and then cook from scratch. We have this sort of mom guilt that it has to be cooked from scratch or it's not healthy. Psh, that's so not true. There are so many convenient foods now that are within your grocery store that are wholesome and healthy. You just have to know how to put them together to make them a great dinner. So the first thing I have over here is your traditional sort of chicken meal. Now this is actually from a rotisserie chicken or from one of those stands. You can buy the whole chicken, or now they have them cut up in parts, whichever way you want to do. Super simple for you to be able to pick that up as getting that main protein out of the way. Now you definitely could grill your own chicken or fish or something of that nature. So second, we're going to go to the starch, which here I have whole grains. Now you can get minute rice, 90-second rice. There's so many different varieties on the shelf. Don't think that because they cook quicker that they're any less healthy. All that product has done is help move along the cooking process. It's still whole grains, still heart healthy, still has a lot of fiber in them, just if you would have taken 45 minutes or so to cook. You want to look for the ones, if you're really looking to maybe catch a gold star with your family, that already has flavors in there. So they have so many now that come ready and prepared for you to just put on the table, like you spent hours adding in, you know, all the right spices. And here I have, this is probably in your cabinet. It's cornware or corn that you probably your grandmother had. You can buy the bags of vegetables already cut up. Now they do make the kind that's microwave in the micro, or that steam in the microwave. That's perfect. But here you can buy the larger bags and split them up into however much your family would want. This would probably only serve 2. And then pop them in the microwave. You could add a little butter and salt, and that's a super healthy side dish. And those paired together, you're going to have a complete meal in under 10 minutes. Perfect. So here you may not want the necessarily, you know, traditional meal. Maybe you're just looking for a way to do a pasta bowl, but you want to make sure you're getting a good protein with your pasta. So here is one sort of thing you'll find on the aisle. There's a lot of pastas that are now coming out that have superfoods sort of ingrained in them. This pasta is actually made with legumes and beans, so that it has an added protein. Now here's a trick. You could have this scheduled for, say, Tuesday night and use leftover chicken from the rotisserie to put on top of this spaghetti if you wanted the animal protein. But using something like this, you wouldn't necessarily have to do that, go that route. Again, I used a frozen bag of stir-fry vegetables. I popped these in the microwave. You 100% could actually saute them, take a little extra time and do that on the oven top.
Got it.
Now here's the sort of key here. Using a pesto sauce to sort of use the flavor and add a little olive oil and really boost up the notch. Now you could make your own sauce if you wanted to, but about a tablespoon of pesto will serve about 4 people in terms of pasta, and you're up in the ante in the flavor of your pasta, and it's heart healthy olive oil. It's not like a heavy sort of sauce or something that nature. And then the family can add that as they want if they don't necessarily want that on. My 5-year-old wouldn't be into the pesto thing, but she would totally eat just the spaghetti noodles. So again, under 10 minutes, you know, almost homemade. Now the last thing I have here is a sheet pan. There's wonderful things you can do with sheet pans. And last night this is what we had for supper. We did sheet pan shrimp fajitas. Now I did this from frozen to test it out, because one of the things that moms always say is, you know, I have whatever in the freezer, but I forgot to defrost it. Well, here you can do it without defrosting. So you can take shrimp, make sure it's already peeled for you. And you take vegetables, you toss them in olive oil and whatever seasoning, like a fajita seasoning, whatever you got. You put them in the oven for 425 for 10 minutes. Take them out because it's going to have melted everything. Pour that water off and then pop it back into the oven for another 10 to 15 minutes until it's like you want. Now you can do this with fresh. You can do it like with fresh shrimp, not frozen. You can do it with fresh vegetables. You would have to actually chop the vegetables. If you get it, more time. But if you are in a super pinch, I literally pulled both of those things out of the freezer. Was tossing them in olive oil and the seasoning while the oven was preheating to 425. 10 minutes. minutes, poured off the water, popped them back in, 10 to 15 more minutes, and then you could obviously put this with tortillas or whatever you wanted to do, or on a salad. But it looks like I actually worked hard on that.
It does. It does.
I didn't. I even fed the dogs and got the kid in the bath and everything. You know, it was like all this.
Super mom, and you had your fresh shrimp cooking.
Yeah, I had my
Okay.
cape on last night. But you can do it with the almost homemade foods or semi-homemade, however you want to think about it. Just not taking that sort of guilt off that it has to be from scratch, because that's just not true. Use the products that are out there to help you get a head step on your healthy dinner.
Saving on time and eating healthy. We love it as well. Of course, all of Rebecca's recipes and how to do this easy breezy stuff will be on our website. Good to see you. I think I might have a little shrimp there. It's because she cooked with her cape on. Stay with us. We'll be right back. D and SD for dietitian.